Speechless. Speechless. That's how I felt all day today, with a smile on my face, just giving thanks. My first full day as a Floridian, never having to leave the state again if I don't want to. Living where I want to live. That's key. Years of planning, years of research, years of visiting the state, securing a job before I got here. All those things make it easy at the end. Hard in the beginning, messy in the middle, but easy at the end. There was no burden. All the work was already done. You do things in order. God is a God of order, not disorder. Not to get religious, but you do things when you do them in order. It makes your life better. It eliminates anxiety, and it creates progress when you do things in order. And how do I feel? I feel great. 90 degrees, hot, humid, just how I like it. Sun, good for my mental health. Beach, I'm going to go in the ocean right after this video. Is that inspiring? Hell yeah. And the good type of ocean too. Yeah, that's what I like. And the other part about just being speechless, I feel great. I feel so thankful. Is that I reflected today. I said, Sam, talking to myself, could they pay me a big enough salary to go back to New Jersey? To live full-time in New Jersey? I really asked myself that question. And I thought about it for a minute. I said, no. You could offer me $2 million a year. You could offer me $2 billion a year. You could offer me making me the richest person in the world if I go back to New Jersey and I live in New Jersey full time. I have to live there, but I'll be the richest person in the world. Would I go back? No. No, without hesitation, I would not go back. I'll still go back to visit my mother, but I'll never go back there to live. That's a powerful statement. That's how I know I am at where I'm meant to be, where I want to be. And when you simplify your life, because here's the reason why I don't need to do it. When you simplify your life, when you work, when you pay your dues and you position yourself and you sell before you acquire, you don't need much to survive. Yes, the pay scale is lower in Florida, but if I lost my job tomorrow, God forbid, I don't need to make a lot to survive on my type of lifestyle. And so why would I, just to make the almighty dollar, just go up north to make more money? I wouldn't. And that's the part of repositioning my life. I thought about that when I was in New Jersey. I said, Sam, if I lose my job right now, I would have, this is when I had my house and all my other belongings, I said, I would have to get another high-stress job living in an area where I don't want to live. Why would I position my life like that? You know, sure, I would have savings to support myself for a few months, but you know, once you get laid off, you know, you got unemployment, then you have to supplement that with savings, and you have to pay off your mortgage and all those things. And you know, I'm sure I could have get another job. I got great credentials and everything like that, but I don't want to live in New Jersey. And I don't want to wait till I'm 60, 65 to retire to live here. You know, you got to wait for the last 20 years of your life, and probably only 10 of them will be good health-wise, to live where you want to live. I'm not. The prime years of your life are 30 to 50. That's your 20-year window. After that, your body starts to decay. After 50, your body starts to decay rapidly. And if you don't believe me, you haven't spent time with people over the age of 50. Not to say that there's not people that live very long after 50 and very healthy, very vibrant life, but you know what I mean. And before 30, you're still trying to figure out life, and you don't really know where you want to live. You haven't explored, you haven't done research, you don't know yet. But 30 to 50 is your prime years. And if you're going to waste your prime years living a life that you don't want to live, living in a state that doesn't inspire you, living in a house that doesn't inspire you, I remember somebody said this on YouTube, and I listened to it. He said, your life's going to be a drag. I don't want my life to be a drag. I felt that on my soul. It took 2 years to reposition myself to where I'm at. I did it in steps and in order, not recklessly, not emotionally, but it's worth it. And you couldn't pay me enough to go back to New Jersey. And I'm not, when you simplify your life, and maybe you want to live in New Jersey, maybe you don't want to live in Florida anymore. It doesn't matter where you want to live. Maybe you want to live in California, maybe you want to live in Hong Kong, doesn't matter. Wherever you want to live, will you get to a point in your life where you've adjusted your lifestyle so that you don't need a lot to be happy? That being happy is, yes, you need a certain amount of financial money, but if you have your health, if you took care of your body, losing 200 pounds, I did that before any type of thing else. You have a good soul, you've done the spiritual research. You take care of your mental health, and part of being a son does that for me. When you take care of yourself well and you're living below your means, you can live wherever you want. You don't need to work in Manhattan. You don't need to work in Silicon Valley. Now, certainly you're going to need to work in certain areas, and certainly for people who put off working and just never engage the workforce, look, they're definitely not going to be able to survive in rural areas or any area because, they're just playing a game. You have to work, you have to position yourself, you have to pay your dues. But what I'm here to tell you is build your life around what inspires you. Don't wait for the last 15 years. Don't wait till full Social Security. Now, wait till full Social Security if you need it to, as far as taking the money, but not positioning your life. Position your life now. You may still have to work now. You may have to change school districts, this and that. But I just saw a beautiful school. Beautiful school. I'm talking about like schools are bad in Florida. Some of the dumps I seen in New Jersey. One is I think that's overrated too. Now, I don't have kids, take that with a grain of salt, but I grew up in a public school system. I went to school, so I have some way to talk about it, okay? And what I can tell you is I went to one of the best public schools in New Jersey. And what I can tell you is some people I know that went to that school didn't do shit with their life, and some people did great. I was probably the average student. Not great, not horrible, probably a little bit even below average because school is just boring to me. Public school system don't matter. You can go to it, to some extent, as long as it's not a war zone. But if it's a decent public school system and it's a loving family, if that's holding you back from moving, then, you don't have confidence in who you are as a parent and who you are as a person. Because, what I've learned in life, and look, even if you're a great parent, great person, great public school system, there's Cain and Abel, okay? There's no rhyme and reason to some things, How can you explain? For me, I'm one of 3 children. My other siblings went to the same school systems, were brought up in the same house. They made different decisions with their life. They're in a totally different place, whether it be with drugs or career or whatever they decide to do. And there's no judgment on them. But what I want to say is that's a comparison. And you shouldn't compare yourself to anybody. But all I'm trying to say is that don't make your decisions based on school systems. Base your life around what's good for you. Because when you're in a good place, that's when people around you are in a good place. When you're not in a good place, there's chaos, man. With yourself first. And when you're in chaos, you ain't going to treat anyone good. Because you're not happy with yourself. I'm speechless. And you couldn't pay me to go back to New Jersey. My life is no longer driven by the dollar. It really never has been, but you know what I'm saying. It's a powerful statement. Could you say that? I think that's a good question to ask yourself. Are you where you want to live? And if you are, could they pay you to go somewhere else?